I'm live.
You're live.
Hey guys, this is Andres Mironov for the Fast Lane Truck, and I'm at Ford headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan. And the big news today, the second generation 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 and the 10-speed automatic transmission for the brand new 2017 F-150 you see behind me. And everything you ever wanted to know is coming up right now.
It's our all new second generation D30 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine. And actually, I'll start from the bottom up if I could.
Okay.
So the oil pan is a two-piece oil pan. It's got an aluminum body with a composite lower belly pan. We do that for noise, vibration, and harshness. So it absorbs a lot of the noise that comes from the bottom end of the engine. So we do that from a noise standpoint. The block is all new in terms of the front end of the block, which is here. We redid that because we redid the cam drive system. We shortened the block up to fit everything. The bottom end of the block has been strengthened to take the high output. There's a high output variant of the engine, so we beefed up the main bearing caps. The crankshaft has been upgraded from a strength standpoint. The connecting rods have been upgraded from a strength standpoint. All new pistons, compression ratios 10.5 to 1 for thermal efficiency. Cylinder heads are all new with an all new roller finger follower valve train for friction reduction. Cam covers and intake manifold are new. Good use of composites for lightweighting and for noise abatement. And so pretty much it's an all new engine.
So the only thing that's the same is the displacement, I guess.
Yeah, it is. We were able to keep the displacement the same, and we do that for efficiency of manufacturing because the bore and the stroke and the deck height of the block, for example, is the same, so it goes down the same machining line as the first generation.
Okay, so is this really have any relation to the 2.7?
It really doesn't. Totally different architectures built at different engine plants, and similar approaches in terms of roller finger follower design on the cylinder head. We use the same analysis tools, so they're designed the same, for robustness and durability, but kind of different architectures.
So you've taken what you've learned with the first 3.5 and 2.7 to some extent,
Yep.
to kind of put those lessons into this.
Yeah, exactly. So the first, high volume EcoBoost was the 3.5, and then the 2.7 engine came out. We learned from the first one, we did the Nano, we learned from both of those, and now our second generation 3.5 liter is coming full circle now, and we've got the next generation 3.5. Yeah, so the whole power pack that you probably saw today is the engine, all new second generation 3.5 EcoBoost engine, our new 10-speed transmission. Great power pack for the company is available in the 17 model year F Series, and that will be on sale in the fall.
Okay, and what is the power rating?
As I mentioned earlier, we do get an increase in torque, so 30 foot-pounds additional. Okay. Our peak torque is 450 foot-pounds of torque. That is best in class and best in the segment of any V6 engine, gas or diesel. And our horsepower is going to be 365 horsepower, which is the carryover horsepower level, so we really went after torque. And we really went after delivering higher torque.
So how's the torque curve? I mean, comes in earlier, or?
It still is a very, as you're probably aware, with the EcoBoost engine, we get a very nice flat torque curve. So instead of 420 foot-pounds, it's 450 foot-pounds. So this engine we're talking about today was the F-Series engine, and we're calling that the base. But designed at the same time as a high output version of the same engine, second generation 3.5 EcoBoost, and that will go into the Raptor. Majority of the parts are the same. The unique parts for Raptor will be the exhaust manifold, the turbocharger, and the piston. Yeah, so twin turbochargers. So the engine features twin turbochargers, and they're here and they're on the other side, but a very new feature for us. So for 17 model year, the second generation EcoBoost, all new turbochargers, and the big new thing for us, it's a Ford first, is how we control the wastegate. So it's electronically controlled. We can open and close the wastegate at any speed load point, and it's very different than what we do on today's engine. It really will optimize efficiency of both the turbocharger as well as the engine.
Right. Anything we missed? I mean,
The other big one is the fuel system. So what we've done on the second generation 3.5 EcoBoost is 2 fuel systems. So we've, as you know, the EcoBoost combines turbocharging and direct injection fuel. We've added a traditional port fuel injection fuel system. So there's 2 fuel systems on the engine. Everything is tucked into the valley nicely from a package standpoint. But what we do there is we're able to optimize output and performance on the one end, and at the lower end, when you don't need the direct injection system, we can turn it off. So from an efficiency standpoint, from a noise standpoint, there's a lot of benefits of having both fuel systems.
Now, some of you have asked us, is Ford working with General Motors on the 10-speed automatic transmission? And the answer I got is, at a high level, yes, they've shared some resources in developing the 10-speed automatic transmission for both Ford and GM. But they're not disclosing any other details as far as which components were customized for each company. So there you go.
I'm Kevin Norris, and I manage our 10-speed transmission programs at Ford.
What does this transmission do for the truck?
Well, it does 2 things. It improves efficiency overall, so it improves fuel economy, highway speed, city driving, but it also improves acceleration, available torque. So while we're able to get a fuel economy improvement, we maintain our leadership in towing. It's very compact. Overall, size-wise, it's within about half an inch of our previous 6-speed, but we're able to package 10 speeds. It has 4 planetary gear sets and 6 clutches, as well as a lot of other technology in terms of internal stop-start systems and new controls. So it is a compact design. Efficiency improvements, we get them really basically from 2 areas. One, just from the design of the wide ratio span and the gear spacing, so we're able to schedule the engine more efficiently. But even beyond that, we've improved the loss or the drag torque of the transmission in all the gears. And we do that a number of ways. We have drag reduction technologies in clutches for lower drag clutches. We have an overall lower mesh loss gear train. We have an off-axis variable pump for lower pump loss. So there's a number of technologies that we can lower drag torque and improve engine scheduling.
Is this also shared with the Raptor, the upcoming Raptor as well?
It is. We've announced both the 3.5 liter 2017 F-150 as well as the 2017 F-150 Raptor. I can't give you any information on fuel economy data until we're done with EPA certification, but we'll be making some announcements at that time. In F-150 configuration, it's not a full shift-by-wire, but the transmission design is capable of full shift-by-wire. Even in F-150 trim, this is what we would call range-by-wire, in that all the engagements from park, from neutral to drive and reverse are all electronically controlled without any manual valves, but there's still a shifter to disengage the park system. Yeah, overall span of this transmission is about 7.4, so when we compare it to our previous 6-speed, the first gear ratio is a higher numerical ratio, about 4.7, and the top overdrive ratio is about 0.64. And whenever I talk about that, I can't help but talk about all the gears in between have really good ratio progression. So it's a really easy transmission to schedule. We have good availability of all gears, including top gears, 9th and 10th, as well as convenient scheduling throughout the range. Yep, better acceleration down low based on gear ratio, but better acceleration through the entire range because the gear steps are smaller. You can target the peak horsepower of the engine more closely than you can on a transmission with larger gear steps.
I can't wait to take the new 2017 F-150 for a drive. It should accelerate better and have a lot more gear ratios to be both more efficient and also quicker. So stay tuned for that. This is Andres Smirnov for the Fast Lane Truck. Go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews.
If I can catch up to before the turn. Floored. Oh my God! Oh, it's just clawing from the road. Oh, it's pushing me back like you wouldn't believe. That is double digits. And here comes the motorcycle before the turn. Oh my God!